Okay, trying again. I'm trying to vlog. I'm trying to talk about something that is real and raw for me in this moment in time. And it's the thing that I've been having the hardest time talking about because I keep trying to find the perfect words to talk about. And I don't have the perfect words because I'm really emotional about it. Which is what the fuck is going on with our world. Knowing good and well that this is nothing new. Like that these raids and the vitriol and the violence, it's just gotten more widespread, well-funded, and intentionally put out there so that we are in a panic, that we are stricken with fear and paralyzed and immobilized. And the other day, the picture of that little 5-year-old boy being taken into custody to experience God knows what, that just broke me. And I've had a number of breaking moments, but it was like it was like when it comes to these kids, these babies, and what these disgusting men are allowing to happen, are facilitating, are doing, the way they are allowing these children to suffer, the fear, that 5-year-old baby that he must have been experiencing is fucking beyond me. And I know, like, I am outraged, the same as I have been outraged by the state killings, the state-sanctioned murder of people in the street, people in their homes. This has been happening. And unfortunately, I'm probably somewhat desensitized to that. But I don't think I will ever be desensitized to what we allow to happen to the most vulnerable. What these sickos are allowing to happen, are facilitating happening to these little children. So I'm in the middle of this 30-day sprint. I am trying to stay so creatively focused. And honestly, the work streams, the workflows are so intense that it leaves little room for me to think too much about other things. It leaves little room for me to actually get into doom scrolling. I don't have time. When I'm done recording, first of all, the process of just like getting my thoughts together, landing on an idea, processing through that, getting some kind of a structure together for a video for the ones that are more structured. The other ones that are unstructured, I still have to have something kind of in mind to be ready. I've been doing my makeup every day because I want to feel very camera ready for YouTube at 42 years old. The black doesn't crack, but still. And then shooting and editing and the thumbnails, and then the file doesn't work and the audio doesn't work and I have to reshoot. I've had maybe 3 videos now out of 17 that I've had to reshoot because only the first, for one instance, 6 minutes. One of my videos, I was sitting there talking to this camera for 30 minutes, killing it, having a great time. 6 minutes. So anyway, I'm in the midst of all of that, and I'm still loving it because I feel creatively engaged. I just feel like I am finally, for the season of life and work that I'm in, I'm on the right platform. This is where my source content needs to be, my hero content, I guess you can call it. And it's just lining up, and I'm feeling so good after having such a long season of, 2025 being the dumpster fire that it has been, or that it was for our world. I was just like, it was like pulling teeth to get me to post something on Instagram. I could kiki in the stories here and there. I love when I would have highlights and good things to share. I wanted to spread the good, good word, good news, but I just could not keep showing up in that space. I didn't feel connected to it at all. I don't know. And so YouTube, I don't know, it feels like a comfort, like a safety blanket. I shouldn't say comfortable. It's very uncomfortable because I don't know what I'm doing. But I feel comfortable to learn there. And so anyway, I'm in this groove with my learning and my stretches, my pushes, and being, somewhat exhausted because I am on this intense filming schedule. And then I see the picture and the headlines. And I just want to say that I am broken too. I am breaking too. I am broken too. I am totally fucked up over all of this. And I have been trying to find different ways that I can be active the same way that I have tried to find various ways to be active with what has happened in Gaza and like what is happening there and around the world. Like I am not afraid to, at the very bare minimum, what I know I am blessed with, if I'm going to continue to work and to prioritize, okay, I've got work, I've got family, like I'm in like a season of making sure those bases are covered. Part of the bounty that comes into me must go back out to them. That is what I believe, and that is what I practice. So at the bare minimum, I can cut the check. At the bare minimum, I can send a little cash to the cause. And I can follow a few people who I know are legitimate and who are plugged into real organizations that are doing real work and that are actually helping people, and make sure that I'm doing my part at a bare minimum. And I don't want to like minimize the fact that I am blessed and in a position to send money and to support these organizations that are doing some of the most important work that there can be to do, the most important work that exists. I want my work to flow through to theirs. Whatever I have to give, I try to like make sure that I'm doing that. But now that there's a new regime that is taking root literally in my backyard, in new and creatively violent, vitriol-driven ways. I'm looking for ways to become more active outside of just donating my dollars, which I know is still important. So I came across this woman's content yesterday. I started bawling. And I'm so sad right now. I'm gonna put up on the screen her handle and like the work, and also the black woman whose video put me on to her work. But it was about what role you're gonna play. And I've seen content about this in the past when, we were protesting the streets in 2020, 2021. People were putting out content talking about, what role you can play, how you can support, what organizations you can send money to, what calls you can make. And I did some of those things then. But I think that right now there's a bigger question on my character that is being called and to the front of the room. It's like, okay, this is about like who are you going to be? And a lot of the content I've been talking about right now through my coaching work is about speaking to women who are at the precipice of a decision to be different in order to experience life differently, to experience what they truly want. And right now, what I have decided, and I think what became really clear to me, was like very confronting meeting this woman's content, was that I haven't actually decided, and that in that indecision, I think that I have, defaulted to frailty. And this is not to say that like I can't have my feelings, you can't have your feelings. We can have our feelings, and sometimes you just ain't got it. And like, that's okay. Let's be honest about that. If we ain't got it, we ain't got it. But I do have a little something. And at the end of the day, I want to also practice what I preach. I also want to feel good in my skin, in my own body. Like, who am I being right now? Who am I being? Decide it and move like that. So anyway, I just found her framework to be incredibly, first of all, brilliant. She is a woman, and she is, I believe she is or was wheelchair bound. I'm still learning a little bit about her story. And so when it comes to like protesting in the streets and things like that, it's not physically possible for her to be there to do that. So she's been looking for different ways to think about what role she can play. And the work that she does is all about death and the necrobiome, which I've never even heard of the necrobiome before, but it's like this is my super nascent, like, I don't know what I'm talking about version of explaining this, but when we die, it's not the end of the story in terms of what is happening in life, what is happening in the system, the cycle of life, which is there are bugs, there are all kinds of little organisms whose job it is to break down the material that is produced through death, right? To actually break down the flesh, the body, the dead leaves, the whatever it is that is, like, we talk about going back into the earth. There are organisms that simply exist to do that job, to create life from death. And there's all these different little roles that are played as something is dying to prepare the way for new life. And she breaks down through the work that she does. Like, again, this is not my expertise. I'll please go check her out. Please go follow her. Please download her stuff. I donated to her and her organization. I've downloaded the PDF about the whole necrobiome and the different roles that it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. If this speaks to you, it speaks to you. But it spoke to my soul. So anyway, I just found this woman last night, bawling in tears between editing a video that the audio stopped working halfway through. There were some studio sound quality issues I was trying to fix, and I was just like in the midst of a lot of the feels, okay? And so it is part of what I'm going to be working on, looking through and studying and making some decisions around for myself. I think leveraging her framework, which was just so grounding for me, to play my role and to be clear about it, to be loud about it, to be proud about it. And yeah, I just had to talk about it because I have not spoken about this. I have not been speaking about what's going on in the world. And like I said, it's for various reasons that I kind of went through before, and just the life is life, and y'all, I don't even know. But I got 2 babies. I got a husband. I got my parents and my family to keep pushing through for, to keep figuring it out for, and I'm going to do just that. I think the audio for this is recorded through my car. I don't know that that's going to sound great. I don't care, because this was the message today. This was the video today. This is what I had to say, and it has been said. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted about this. This is like behind the scenes. behind the scenes. Oh, underneath behind the scenes. Why do I keep saying scenes? Underneath behind the scenes. We'll work on it. All right, I gotta go.